this arena bowling at its best. Erie Civic Center, home of the Erie Otters, hockey team from the Ontario League, and the home to many great stars, Dolly Parton, Alan Jackson, you name them. They've all appeared here.
Walter Ray ahead by 17, can make it 27.
Sixth TV appearance here in 1997.
Come on, man.
Undoubtedly the best player in the world, Chris. Just a natural. He's an outstanding player, but he knows when to use his tools. He can hook the ball with the big boys, and he can throw it straight down there with the ropers, as we call them. And right now, he's taking the most expeditious way to win this match. Straight at him, stay out of trouble.
Oh.
Little 6-7-10, Walter.
No, man. God.
Our camera angle picked that up very vividly. A slight pull by Walter Ray. He had been hitting the second board, and he goes high, and he needs to get over here in the 6-10 zone, slide the 6 over into the 7. Walter will throw it hard, straight. You may even hear the ball hit the thumb hole.
It's an open frame for the world's best. 174 through the 8th. Oh.
Kind of a protective shot at the 6-7. He wanted to keep his count up. If he misses both the 6 and the 10, he has 172 in the 8th, and that allows Shady to only throw a double to get back in the match. Now Shady needs a 3-bagger to get back in the match. Very smart play by Walter Ray.
5'7", 150. Walter Ray is 6'2", 180. Coming up next, the first major of the 1997 Senior Tour, the Tradition, presented by Countrywide. 4-time winner and defending champion is Jack Nicklaus. Coming up next on ABC Sports.
The biggest shot of the week for Mike Shady. He trails by 12, 9th frame, semifinal game. Let's see how Walter responds, Chris. You know, he's given away his match in L.A. To Pete Weber. He gave us away his title match in Las Vegas. And here he's let Mike Shady right back in. He still trails, leads by 2. Going into the 10th, if Walter converts this 10-pin, he'll lead Shady by 2 pins, but cannot shut him out.
Done. All of a sudden he's become very quiet wearing that wireless microphone.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when you're 27 pins ahead working on a double, and all of a sudden you're down to the 10th frame. You can't shut out your opponent. The best he can do is 224. Shady will determine his own fate.
It didn't hook back.
Walter Ray, a washout. Needs to get the ball to the left of the head pin, drive it into the 10. If he does not convert this spare, he'll finish with 199 or 198. Shady can win with just a mark.
Sure. Come on, baby, come on! Yeah!
Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Well, he came back, Chris, but the big trouble was the 6-pin count in the 10th frame. He has put Shady in a mark where he just needs 9 spare strike to win. Shady does not need to throw a double to go on to bowl Tim CRISS for the championship. We have a possibility of a tie. We have not had one all year long. has come from behind to defeat Walter Ray Williams Jr.
Wow. This ABC Sports presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Well, first it was George Branham who won, and then Mike Shady has won the last two, including a 9-strike win over Walter Ray Williams Jr. Shady goes in against their tournament leader, Tim Criss. Arena setting, excitement for everyone, including the players.
Well, Chris, we're going to have a new winner this year, and I think the question to be answered is, can Mike Shady keep coming from behind as he played out his last straw of clutching a match out? And number two, Tim Criss, as nobody has won from the #1 position on the PBA Tour, and can he break that string today?
Here's a little fellow that I've enjoyed watching out here today, other than the bowlers. He's called SHADY, and he's the Erie Otters mascot. Boy, is he acting. I don't know where he gets his energy under the uniform that has to be hotter than hot. But here's a hot bowler, Mike Shady.
And he's been a winner out here. He's experienced the winner's circle.
Now our first look today at Tim Criss, but the 4th time on television in 1997 for him, with a 5th, a 4th, and a 3rd. In match play, he beat Steve Jaros and Mike Shady. He was 14-10.
Gets a good break. The first frame trips out to 4-7. Tim Criss has not won a match in the championship round this year on the PBA Tour, and he would like to get out to a quick start. He's always dug a ditch for himself and really trailed early in matches, so it'd behoove him to get a double in the second frame.
All right. 9 strikes for Mike Shady in his victory over Walter Ray, shooting at .232.
Almost. That's the break that Criss got in his opening frame. He tripped out the 4-pin with a 2-pin. Now watch the action of the 2-pin. The 3rd pin on the left-hand part of your screen. It goes to the left sideboard, trips around, gets a little help from the 9, does not take out the 4. An easy spare.
Okay. Bob Learn Jr. Pride and joy of Erie once more.
Hey, Bobby, Bo Burton here, and I know you're very active in the PBA Scholarship Fund. What can you tell us about it, pal?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm proud to be spokesperson for the PBA and this American Charities scholarship. It's a great way for the PBA to tie in, not only for promoting bowling, but also for higher education for the youth of today.
Good stuff, partner. And as we look at Mike Shady out there, he's a product of a full bowling scholarship to the University of Nebraska. A good friend of ours, and one of the great coaches, Bill Straub, who bowled on the tour, has developed tremendous talent out there. We saw Rick Steele-Smith, who was a Wichita State graduate. He won our national championship last week. The college players are making their way on the PBA Tour.
Tim Criss of Bel Air, Maryland, is more a product of the regional play. He's won 8 titles regionally, but searching for that first national.
Off to a good start. I guess perfect is as good as you can get, huh, partner?
It is. Like you.
Last time I had 3 in a row.
Maybe you're 1050?
About 10 years ago.
There is a 6-10 pin.
Tim CRISS is emblematic as you see him leave a weak 10. You watch the action of the 6 pin, the right-hand part of your screen. He's emblematic of the new type of player that's hitting the tour. It's the stroker type, smooth stroke. They have what we call a soft hand. They don't try to overpower it, saying like a Kelly Kaufman. Keep it in play and let the ball do the work.
All right, this is a championship game. Early in the game, but we'll be back.
The Professional Bowlers Tour on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Kellogg's, with good taste, nutrition, and value. The best you each morning from Kellogg's. Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. And Ebonite. Bowl to win.
There's a great shot at Civic Center Arena. And the man that's won 2 matches to get into the finals. Trailing by 19, Mike Shady. He has a strike up, though.
Come on, make a shot.
Make a shot, Bo.
Well, Shady has a fairly easy spare as you look at the profile of our 4 lanes. We're looking at 3 and 4, and he's just going to go across lane. He's going to stand here and there. I'm going to say he's going to use the center of the lane. There's not much oil to worry about. He'll be right down that arrow.
Okay. Erie Civic Center. Managing director here, Bo, is a great guy named Casey Wells. And he won the top award of the Association of Arena Managers because of bringing Professional Bowlers Tour telecast into this facility.
Wow, well deserved, and it's just beautiful. Shady, 5th frame championship game. Both players need a win to qualify the Brunswick World Tournament of Champions.
Start, come on.
18.
For the fans that have watched the PBA Tour for many of its 36 years, remember the great Tom Hennessy from St. Louis? Here's a clone of Tom Hennessy right out there right now. Smooth stroking Tim CRISS.
Three, 6, 7, 10, Nelson.
Well, no lead is sacred out here on the tour as every player gets in a position to lock up a match, and they make the same mistake. Decelerate, don't send the ball wide enough, pays the maximum penalty, leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10. He can make this. Get the ball to the right of the 3 pin. It's almost like shooting the baby split. Throw the 3 into the 7. The ball will do the rest. Tim CRISS with a mistake opens the door. His lead went from a potential 29 to now he is just 3 pins ahead. Sherry CRISS a little disturbed with that last shot by her husband in the 5th frame.
It's so important for the wives, you know, especially when their guys work so hard and hasn't gotten that first PBA win.
He'll get one. Will it be today? 5 frames from now? We'll know.
Good bounce back from the open frame. But Mike is quickly up, and he has a strike working. He's shooting now in the 6th of the title game. Flagship Open. Nancy and George Warren are the chairpersons who have really inspired the city of Erie.
Well, both these players are showing what I've known for years, Chris. Unless you're on a real hot streak, a player has a tendency to pull the ball under pressure. As we're coming down the home stretch for the championship, both players pulling the ball left of target. And one thing these players both do very well is they extend through the shot. They give it a long arm shot. And under pressure, it always helps to accentuate that follow through. Reach long with that shot. It'll cut down the pull.
Good concentration. And here we go once again to Bob Learn Jr.
I'm with Walter Ray. Walter, it looked like you had the match well in hand. Disastrous 8th frame, and then you moved in, and it looked like you all hung on you in the 10th. You've had an uncanny string of events here the last 3 shows you made. What's going on?
I guess I'm trying to get that Steve Nagy award, let my opponents win. I don't know, the 8th frame, I tugged a little bit, and then 10th frame, I just made sure I got it right. I was surprised it didn't hook back more, but I guess I didn't get any fingers in it because it didn't hook back.
Well, sorry, Bob, as Mike Shady strikes for the 4th consecutive time on the left-hand lane, the Steve Nagy Award, Chris, is for the nicest guy on tour, but they don't pay much for nice guys, Walter. You better step it up in the championship round next time.
All right, Tim Chris. Strike up, 7th frame. Lots of intensity, like the intensity on the faces of Kirk Von Kruger and Dave Schroeder, who are running this show. Kirk, the tournament director, and Dave, the publicity director. And Bobby Dinkins, another PBA official, has been entertaining the people here when we go away for commercials. Very funny guy.
All right, possible 23-pin lead with another strike. What a break. Mike Shady far from out of this match. His opponent Tim Chris going at a 223 pace. Shady a possible 240, but he has to conquer this testy right-hand lane. He has not struck on the right-hand lane this match. He's put himself right back in the championship. One more strike, and it would be just a 3-pin lead for tournament leader Tim Chris.
And Carrie knows it, his wife, along the left side of the lanes as we look on.
Little bit of bounce on that one. Too much loft on the synthetic lane. The ball bounced just a pinch and did not flip up on the back end. You'll see it right here. He released it. See that bounce? Now the ball doesn't quite flip, and the 6 doesn't have the impetus to knock out the 10. He really needed that shot.
And Bo, while I have a moment, I want to say to the ESPN ESPY winner, Bob Learn Jr., that it was fun to have him help us out today.
Well, he did a terrific job, and I have to remind him he is now a former champion of the Flagship Open.
That's right.
Right now, every match has been given away at this point. Tim Chris has a chance to lock it up. Can he slam the door? 9th frame. .24-pin lead going into the 10th. All he needs is a real solid count, a 9 count on the first ball to lock up his first PBA title. But we've seen stranger things happen all year long on ABC. The tournament leader has never won a match. He could be the first. Strike or spare, he wins. Championship.
Oh. That's breaking that maiden knot. What a thrill that is. Oh, my. Tim Chris, #1. After 13 years, a member of the PBA. We'll be back.
Well, Tim Chris has made a believer of everybody. He can win on the PBA Tour, $18,000 and his first PBA title. Chris Schenkel, you're with the champion.
Standing and cheering, all these fans, Tim, and including the runner-up. Look at Mike Shady applaud you.
It's great. Mike bowled all week. He doesn't bowl out here full time, but when he comes out here, he's always a factor. He's a great bowler. And how about these Erie fans? Aren't they great? They're the best.
And what about Cherie, Chris? Cherie?
What?
What do you mean, what? You just won your first PBA title.
I'm just so happy for him. He's worked so hard, and we've waited so long, and I'm just very proud of him.
You were never worried today.
Oh, yeah, I was.
Right now, I'd give you both a break to catch your breath. Nancy and George Warren are the chairpersons here, and always have been, and they have a beautiful trophy and a check. So, Nancy?
Here you go, Tim. Congratulations, and welcome to the Flagship Champions.
Thank you.
Okay, George.
Tim, congratulations. It's an honor to give you a check. I'd like to say one thing. Erie brings out the best of the PBA, and you're one of them.
Your schedule now.
I plan on bowling the rest of them, including next year's Tournament of Champions.
This will put some money into that bank, won't it?
It always helps.
You'll have a few, I see you got a few things here that will get you a little more.
Yeah, it all adds up.
How much more?
Quite a bit.
How much?
I'd rather not talk about it.
It's not dirty to talk about money. Anyway, we'll see you next week in Long Island, the Bud Light Championship. Congratulations again, Tim. Thanks, Nancy, George, and Cherie. Goodbye.
Today's telecast of the Professional Bowlers Tour was produced by Carol LEHTI, directed by Norm Sammons, technical director Michael Karman, associate director Freddie Jeff King, production manager Lynn Cadden, technical operations manager Richard Reed, stage coordinator Tom Gatewood, assistant to the producer Brian ZWOLINSKI. Stay tuned now for some of the legends of golf in the tradition, presented by Countrywide.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.